the floral scent drifting through the hotel lobby, sweet, overdone, like lies bottled in perfume, was the last thing I registered before my world twisted itself inside out. Maybe it was orchids, the kind she always said reminded her of peace. Fitting, because what I saw next shattered any sense of calm I had left. Her auburn hair, once always tied up in a tight knot for her long nursing shifts, now flowed freely down her back in soft, loose waves. She was laughing, and not just any laugh, the kind that fills up a room warm and real, a sound I hadn't heard from her in months, and certainly never aimed at me. Beside her stood a man, tall, slick, with a politician's grin and charm thick enough to choke on. His hand held hers, their fingers interlaced like they belonged together. They were checking in, whispering to each other, faces glowing with the flush of something new and illicit. It was surreal, like watching some twisted romantic film. Except I was a forgotten character, the one written out long before the climax. My stomach clenched violently. I hadn't eaten properly in days, too weighed down by the anxiety of every lie she'd spun. This wasn't suspicion anymore. This was truth, undeniable, vicious, and cold. I wanted to scream, to break the fragile glass bubble they were floating in with nothing but rage and truth. But I didn't. I had planned for this moment. Every detail, every move, every word. And letting anger take control would ruin everything. I had seen the signs before. Fleeting, small, the way her eyes lingered on her phone. A hushed laugh in the corner of a cafe. A stranger's car parked down the block just a little too often. I followed those threads until they formed a noose around the truth. I hired Frank, a retired cop turned private investigator. Gruff, discreet, and relentless. He gave me the facts. The meetings, the hotel names, the receipts, the calls. And finally, the identity of the man she'd replaced me with. Carter, a pharmaceutical sales rep with a smile. That probably came with a script. But I hadn't come here to punch Carter in the face or shame her in front of a crowd. That would have been easy. Too easy. I wanted something deeper, something permanent. I slipped away into the shadows as they disappeared into the elevator, still holding hands like some lovesick teenagers. My first stop, hotel security. A crisp $100 bill made things move smoothly. They gave me access to the security feed, and I memorized the number of their room. Then I approached the front desk, my voice trembling with carefully manufactured desperation. My sister's in trouble. I said, she's here with someone. Please, it's a family emergency. I need to talk to her. Another 100, and I had a key card. What came next felt like a fever dream wrapped in icy control. I went up to their room and prepared it. Every detail was deliberate. Her phone, which I had quietly cloned earlier, was placed open on the nightstand. Carter's smiling contact photo staring back. Rose petals, her favorite, scattered across the white bedspread. Champagne on ice. 2 glasses. And then the centerpiece, my laptop, perched on the dresser, screen angled toward the bed. I started a slideshow, a slow, devastating montage of our life. Our wedding, where she beamed in white. The birth of our daughter, Lily, her tiny fingers wrapped around mine. Birthday parties, Christmas mornings, road trips, beach days. 15 years of love and life we built together. All set to a piano piece that used to make her cry. I left before they returned. My heart pounded like a war drum as I took the service elevator to the lobby and waited. Every nerve in my body pulled tight. They reappeared 10 minutes later, flushed with anticipation, hand in hand like nothing in the world could touch them. They paused the flower arrangement, admiring it, maybe even comparing it to the petals upstairs. And that's when she saw her. Lily stood near the concierge desk, calm, composed, just 10 years old, holding a single red rose. Her posture was straight, but her little hand trembled, the same kind of rose scattered across the hotel bed. My wife froze. Her face collapsed inward like a house hit by a wrecking ball. Her hand flew to her mouth. A soft gasp escaped her lips. The blood drained from her face, leaving her pale like a ghost caught in daylight. Her knees buckled, and then she collapsed right there on the polished marble floor. Carter bent down, clueless at first. Audrey? What's wrong? Then his gaze found Lily. His smile vanished. His face blanched. And in that instant, he understood everything. The entire lobby fell into a thick silence, the kind that makes your skin prickle. Guests stared. Staff froze. Time stopped. I stepped forward. My footsteps echoed across the marble like a verdict being read. I knelt beside her, not to comfort, but to deliver the final truth. Audrey looked up at me, her eyes searching mine for mercy or familiarity. She found neither. Lily has something to ask you, I said, my voice calm and cutting. Lily stepped forward, her voice a whisper soaked in heartbreak. Mommy, why? One word. Just one. But it was enough to destroy everything my wife had tried to keep hidden. Audrey sobbed, her body folding in on itself. Carter stepped back, muttering something about needing to leave, about how this wasn't what he thought. He turned and vanished into the crowd without a second glance. Audrey stayed on the ground, shattered. There was no vindication in me, no fire, just a deep, echoing sadness. Something old and sacred had died. I helped Lily lift her mother. Together, we walked through the lobby. The guests moved aside like parting waves, their eyes wide with pity, judgment, curiosity. Outside, the night air was cool, crisp, honest. Everything had changed. The marriage was gone, a relic of trust that would never return. But as I held Lily's hand, I knew what came next mattered more than what we left behind. It wouldn't be easy. The road ahead would hurt, but we would walk it together, father and daughter, through the ruins, towards something new, something real,